Greetings, this is Elder Brother Blacklight. Today's build is going to be on the need to follow, blindly follow. You see before you a still photo of the one they call Nature Boy. And this young lady below him is asking a very pertinent question. And really, the answer that was given was insufficient. She asked if the meek will inherit the earth, why should we leave Babylon? Now, Babylon is not the earth. And Babylon is the devil's playground. But what does meek mean? It actually means patience. Those who have patience will inherit the earth. What do you need patience for? Well, you know, in the Bible, it gives reference to saying that God will take care of your battles for you and take care of all the corruption that's on the planet. Now, it has the connotation that God is not a being of flesh and blood, that all this will happen by osmosis. But what does God have in his possession? Well, and what does he control? Nature, the forces of nature. You know how to utilize the forces of nature. Well, let's examine that. Einstein is using, well, what he did was he experimented with the atom. Atom is a force of nature. It's also an intelligent force of nature. And that atom, he can use it for good or bad. But he made a bomb out of it. There's a whole lot of things he came out from the scientific experiments that Einstein done. But the Caucasian uses it now as a war weapon to threaten the world that if you don't do what I say, I'll blow this whole planet up. So you could say that the Caucasian is a god of evil, though. He's a god of evil. He expresses himself in an evil way. But let's get into this conversation, and I'll come back with my comments.
Okay, so you got the stuff off your lips. You all natural? Let's get it. Talk to me. Look me in my face. Come on, talk. Talk to me.
The question was, which I asked
Can I see your face? Look. Put your face in the camera, man. You got a beautiful face. Have honor. Have dignity. Move with dignity.
I spew it. My question is, I asked Eliana this a couple weeks back, and I was just asking, like, if this where we're at in Babylon was once our plane, our earth, why, if shall inherit the land one day, if it was taken from us, if it was once fruitful, it was once conducive for us, why should we leave? Like we can tell they want us to leave so bad. We can tell whoever they want us to leave bad. But if the meek shall inherit the land and we trust God and all that, then why wouldn't we do our work here?
Gotta pause it there. That was a very, very good question. You could look at Brother Nature Boy's face, and he knows that was a deep question, but he don't know the right answer. He probably have many answers, so he gonna put it on his wife or his woman to answer that question.
Okay, so, Eliana, you want to come and answer this for her? She said she asked you about this the other day, baby. She said she coming. Hold on. So I'm going to let my divine feminine answer that for you, right? That's what it is. She's cooking right now.
I understand.
Yeah, nah, go ahead. Just do your thing. Wait. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Peace and blessings. Peace. What was that question?
Go ahead. Let her ask your question.
Oh, I remember I asked you if this was once our land and if the meek shall inherit it one day, then leave it. Why should we be the ones to leave?
You mean, wait, can you be more specific?
And
you mean like leave Babylon?
Mm-hmm.
Because first of all, it's infected with misinformation. It's completely done for. Like immunity cell wouldn't stay in the center of a cancer cell. It would move away. It would go somewhere away. It can rebuild and repopulate. Not only that, it's the fact that we can't live natural on that land. If you want to live completely natural, you couldn't. You need oil, you need plastic, you need all of the things that Babylon created for you to be able to be sustainable. Because at any time, if that system fails, you're going to have to face winter, you're going to have to face all these other things. You're not going to be able to grow crops. It's a lot of disaster that's going to come to that piece of land anyway because of the destruction that we've done to that piece of land. You should come back closer to the sun. We're too far away from the sun. You could look at epigenetically how it changes our genetics. When we're further away from the sun, we're not getting the UVB codes from the sun, which is imperative to our melanin production, which is our connection to the universe. And it's a lot of things that play in hand why we should leave.
Okay, so
our chemtrails, all of the food over there is genetically modified. The water system.
Stop the chemtrails.
But okay, the natives, they once lived here in a completely like an environment that y'all did. So I just don't see how we could, and you said there's a lot of misinformation here in America, Babylon, but I feel like there's a lot of, I guess this stay woke, there's a lot of people waking up at this moment. Like there's a lot of way more black people here that are waking up here than that there are there. And of course.
Now, the young lady has a good point. Both of them have good points. You know. Both of them have good points. But if you don't check the devil, you can't run away. It's your responsibility. There are those who don't believe that in an invisible God in the sky. And a cancer spreads if you don't use some type of resistance to neutralize that cancer or to check that cancer. Any disease takes on that pattern. So if you take the Caucasian and think of him as a disease, and he's spreading his disease mind all over the planet. Now he's in Africa. the hottest part, one of the hottest part of the planet that there is. They didn't go to Africa. He's in Venezuela trying to get them to submit in Venezuela. He's in Brazil. He was in the Amazon, killing off trees. You know, in the Amazon, it was said that there are certain trees that's only one of a kind that has potent medicine in it. The same is being said over in parts of India. They have trees with potent medicine that can heal cancer. And the white man want to come over there and chop down those trees like he did in the Amazon. See, she's following the mindset of his brother. His brother is very brilliant. But these people are following him blindly. They're real young though, see. And they don't have enough information. A lot of information is being chopped off, even though we are awakening. But the white man has destroyed a whole lot of information and replaced it with false information. And this brother is building a world, but he's building the world off of false information. What he's doing ain't, it's nothing wrong with what he's doing. But he's straying away from a civilized construct. Not saying that America or the United States is civilized, but there's no original culture. He's trying to get back to the original culture, but he don't have the blueprint for that. Not the correct blueprint. We're gonna leave it at that and come back with a part 2. Black Light.